All right, so to start, you can either lay your bacon in the pan or you can dice it up. For me, I found out that dicing it up makes a little bit of difference. It gives a little bit more texture. It doesn't matter what kind of flavoring you get. You can get hickory, you can get any kind of smoke. It does not matter. Whatever kind of flavor profile you want in your barbecue baked beans, that's what you should get. So for me, I just got a pound of thick cut bacon, diced it up. This is hickory smoked. And about I was dicing that up, I put a pan over medium heat for a few minutes, and then drop in the bacon, and here we go. No oil added. We're just gonna sear this off, and use the bacon fat from the bacon to saute our bacon, and then we'll get to the next step. It's gonna take about maybe about 7-8 minutes. I'll let you know what happens. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. You can see it's starting to get a bit crispy on the edges, which is good. I cranked up the heat to medium high, just get to make sure I got that little bit crispy on that texture, because it's gotta have it, otherwise it just sit there too long and take too long. So medium high is probably the way to go. I'm on an electric burner, so if you have a gas burner, it could be a little bit different for you. But yeah, medium high is about right. It's kind of thick cut bacon. It's gonna take a while. We're about 6-7 minutes away, 8 minutes maybe tops. So yeah, that's how it goes. So about 10 minutes, you're gonna get to this point. You're gonna go, oh my gosh, it's gonna be done. We're gonna take it out. No, it's not quite crispy. Still a little bit loose. I would say I'm gonna sit there in that fat, since all that work you did is now paying off. Sitting in that beautiful bacon fat. Let it crisp up another 2 minutes, and then it'll be good. You'll take it out, drop it on some paper towels, and then saute your bacon. All right, after a few more minutes, it is done. You can take your bacon out, scoop it out, and drop it on a paper towel. Do that to all the bacon's taken out of your pan, and then drop in your veggies. So after you get all the big parts out, you're gonna have a little bit on the bottom. That's okay. Nothing you can do about that. But there's your bacon, nice and crispy, ready for it to cool down and drain off on some paper towels. Just kind of spread it out a little bit so it kind of drains off nice and even. Again, it's got a little bit of crunch to it. It's not burnt, but definitely has some texture. That's what you want. You want it to sit up in the baked beans. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna drop in our veggies. Oh yeah. Onions and as a tip, remember that you have to work fast here. Once you get that bacon out, you gotta get that bacon in, because that bacon fat is gonna still continue to get hot, still continue to cook as it sits on your stove. So make sure you get those veggies in ASAP. It's gonna make a lot of noise, it's gonna make a lot of heat, a lot of steam. It's okay, you're doing just fine. Let it sit there, do its thing. This is gonna take about, probably about 10-12 minutes. We're gonna keep stirring it, let it get translucent, and get nice and soft. The veggies have to get very, very, very soft after this process. So we're gonna let it sit here in the bacon fat. We're gonna turn down the heat a little bit. Don't wanna burn them. Go down back to our medium heat here. Back to our medium. Got a nice medium heat. The bacon fat holds so much heat. So we're just gonna saute these up about 3/4 of the way through, and drop in my garlic, then add it back in the bacon. After about 4 or 5 minutes, depending on your burner and how your stove works, it's gonna get pretty translucent. From here, you wanna add in 3 cloves of garlic. Now, I don't have whole garlic. What I do have is hashed garlic, so I'm gonna take some of my garlic paste, about 3 cloves, and drop that in there. Again, you can dice it up however you want. That's about 3 cloves of garlic for me. You get that in there, start browning that up as well. Woo-wee! It's gonna be good, guys, tell me. 3 cloves of garlic. Let's go for like another few more minutes. Get it all nice and toasty, incorporated. Add more bacon. All right, so that takes about 12 minutes, 13, maybe 15, depending on how you like your veggies there. That's pretty translucent for me. I think we're good to go. From here, it's time for the protein. Now, what makes this a Thanksgiving baked beans? Ground turkey. Now, if you're going to use red meat, it's totally fine, but I suggest you use a high, lean, low-fat protein. If you're going to use red meat, at least 85-15, 90-10. Otherwise, use as lean as you can, because otherwise, with the bacon fat and the fat from the meat, if you use a 70-30 or something crazy like that, it's going to be quite juicy. So, the leanest protein you can is best. So because this is Thanksgiving, we're going to go with the ground turkey. So we're going to break that up in the pan along with our veggies, and we're going to brown that off. Once it gets browned off, we're going to dump in our bacon, and away we go to the next steps. All right, here we go. Browning off our turkey. A half tablespoon of Creole seasoning. A half teaspoon of Creole seasoning. We're going to dump that in and season that up. All right. Ooh, now it starts rolling. It's going to be a little bit of grease in the bottom. So depending on what you do in the next step when it's done and browning season, you can either drain it in the colander or you can leave it as is. That's kind of your preference. When I use turkey, it's just the bacon fat, so I might leave it, might not, it depends. I don't know. Let's see how it goes after we're done. All right, everything's kind of broken down, translucent, looking really, really nice. Nice and seasoned, smells really good. And you can tell, not too much fat there. I mean, you got some fat, but not a whole lot. That's just the bacon fat, pretty much. I mean, maybe you have a tiny bit from the turkey, but I think the turkey absorbs all because turkey's pretty translucent. It's going to absorb any kind of flavor you give it. Hence, Thanksgiving barbecue baked beans. All right. Next up, we're going to add in our bacon. All right, here we go, bacon. Back in the pot. Woo! Here we go. You get it nice and incorporated. Oh, yeah. Yep. And the bacon might, it might run off some more fat, might absorb it. We'll see. We might be good to go. Give it 4 more minutes, and we'll be right back. If you're using red meat, if you're really, I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be good. Okay. If you're using red meat, and you got a lot of fat and grease in the pan, what I suggest you do is you go ahead and set yourself up with a colander and a strainer. You can set some paper towels at the bottom of your sink so that you don't lose nothing. So you don't want that grease to go down your drain. It's not good. So you go ahead and drop it in there. You would strain it out. Once you get done straining it out, you would put it back in the pot. And then you would do your next step. I'm about to show you in about 30 seconds. Well, my 30 seconds right now. Thanks to technology. All right. So here we are again. From here, you're going to add 4 15-ounce cans of pork and beans in tomato sauce. This does not matter what brand you get, but you're going to add 4 15-ounce cans of pork and beans in tomato sauce. Okay. The juice and everything. Do not drain this out. Put it all in there. Okay. All 4 cans. All right, give that a stir. Once it starts to warm up a little bit, maybe 3 minutes or so, starts to warm up a little bit, still over medium heat, you're going to add a half cup of dark molasses. Right into the pot she goes. This may take a while. Molasses is very thick, as you can see. All right, half cup's in. You give that a stir and incorporate it. The molasses is very, very thick, so I had to put the phone down and scoop it out with a spoon. It was very, very thick, but you can tell that it's starting to get a little bit of a brownish color. The little dark, bright, big beans, the smokiness that you want, with the sweetness from the molasses. Woo! It's kind of what you want. That color is exactly what you want. So let that sit for another minute or two. And then we'll add to this, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of your favorite barbecue sauce. You can make your own, or you can buy store brand, whatever your favorite is. It's all up to you. This happens to be Texas Pete's. A little bit of kick, a little bit of heat, not too much, but a little bit of sweetness as well. This is a good barbecue sauce. This is Texas Pete's barbecue sauce, 1/4 cup. Just throw that in. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Only got 2 hands. All right. From here, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of mustard. You can measure it out, or you can eyeball it. Me, you know me, I'm going for it. 2 tablespoons. Give that a stir. Now we're talking. We're going to let this come together. And we're going to cover it, let it simmer for 30 minutes. 30 minutes on the stove covered before you put it into a pan to bake it. Again, 30 minutes covered and simmered. I'll let you know what that looks like. 30 minutes. You want to stir that pot occasionally to make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom. That's why I suggest using a non-stick pan. So you can go ahead and stir that up. There we go, looking pretty good. Thickened it up quite a bit. Got about another 5-10 minutes on this thing. Then we're going to transfer it over to the baking dish. Preheated oven at 350 degrees, 50 minutes to an hour uncovered. After 1 hour. Let it sit for about 5-10 minutes, and you're good to go. So there you have it, Thanksgiving barbecue baked beans. Now, you're probably wondering, all you did was you put turkey in it to make it, Thanksgiving, which is true. But I didn't want to put sage or anything like that because at the end of the day, I still wanted to be about baked beans. So you could have put chicken, you could have put no red meat at all. You could even put plant-based protein for all you want. I mean, this recipe is so comforting and warm. It's super, super flavorful. So yeah, I made this recipe a few times, so I still want to share with you guys. But I didn't want to touch it because it's for Thanksgiving. But however, I do want to give it a little taste. So let's go ahead and go. Let's go right here. And here we go. Got a little bit of bacon there, the beans. Got some onion in there. All right, here we go. Let's give it a try. You guys. Oh, I'm gonna do it again. Oh gosh. Okay. Cheers. The bacon fat with the veggies being super translucent, you can still get a little bite of the bell pepper and the onion in there, but then you get that smoky from the molasses and that sweet from the sugar. Oh my gosh. The mustard gives a little bit of tang. Oh my goodness. Here. I'll give you a better here. Let me give you a better shot. You guys deserve a better shot. Here we go. There we go. You guys can see that little bacon there. Guys, go make this recipe. You need to make this recipe. Oh, happy Thanksgiving.